Hello and welcome to our final episode on masks in our COVID-19 series. Today we're going to be talking all about masks, carbon dioxide, and what exactly is it doing to you. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so first question. मास्क पहनने से सांस लेते वक्त गर्म हवा आती है. Is it safe to breathe it in or is that carbon dioxide? Okay, so let's take all these questions scientifically today because I know everybody is intelligent and we all want the right answers and the right information. Okay, so if we look at the composition of the air that we are inhaling versus the composition of air that we are exhaling, we'll see that a major bulk of it is made up of nitrogen, 79%. When we inhale, oxygen is about 21%, carbon dioxide is 0.3%. When we exhale, oxygen is still about 16 to 17%, but carbon dioxide goes up to 4%. 4%, not much. Okay, but almost 6 to 7% of exhaled air is water vapor. Now, when we are wearing a mask, remember there is a barrier. So when we breathe out, the exhaled air will always be at a higher temperature than the air we take in because it's coming out of our body. Think of the hill stations that we used to go to when we were kids and we used to play that game where we used to tell our moms, oh, dekho cigarette ka धुआं आ रहा है. That is basically the water vapor that is getting condensed because the air we are giving out is at a higher temperature than the air that we are surrounded by. Same way, what we are feeling against us, जो गर्म हवा है या फिर condensed थोड़ी ऐसी moist सी हवा है, that is not carbon dioxide, it is water vapor. So don't worry about it. Now, for the general public, we have always recommended either a cloth mask or a surgical mask. Now, even when you wear this, alright, if you wear it properly, it is not so tight that it's going to harm you or cause any kind of claustrophobia. There is space right here, there's room right here for gas exchange to occur. At the same time, it's going to provide a barrier for your nose and your mouth so that the droplets, which are the means of transmission of this virus, are not going to come out of your nose and mouth or enter your nose and mouth the same way. Now, a lot of this fear of wearing a mask is also psychological. Now, this is something that will only go with practice. We've been doing it for the last 6 months and I'm sure most of us have gotten used to it by now and are making it a way of life. For those who haven't, maybe a little practice, maybe a little more understanding, and I'm sure we'll all get there soon enough. Next question. Do masks cause carbon dioxide buildup and death? Will they slowly kill you? Okay, so I think this question has come up in response to certain news articles that spoke about people who had cardiac arrests while they were wearing a mask and they assumed that that is because carbon dioxide built up and they had this problem. First and foremost, cardiac arrest can happen anywhere, anytime, to anyone. There could be a lot of factors that could cause that problem in them. Usually they have pre-existing diseases or some stressful lifestyle. We'll discuss that another time. Today, let's talk about the carbon dioxide. Now, medical experts all over the world have debunked the theory that any mask can actually cause carbon dioxide buildup enough to kill you. Even a tight sealed N95 mask is porous enough for gas exchange to occur. That's the first thing. Let's talk about now what exactly happens if there is a carbon dioxide buildup in your body. So carbon dioxide levels will never rise suddenly, high enough for death or coma to occur. They always increase in a progressive pattern. So we see symptoms at every stage as it is rising slowly and steadily. So if it builds up to a small level, you'll start having irritability. That'll be the first sign. You'll start feeling restless, irritable. It rises a little above that, you'll start having headaches. A little more and you'll start feeling nauseous, you'll want to vomit, you'll feel dizzy. Little more than that and you will actually faint, but you'll be arousable. A little more than that, you'll faint and you'll not wake up. That is what we call a coma. So those are the stages of carbon dioxide buildup in a body. Remember, the exhaled air does not have so much carbon dioxide that it will suddenly cause, a serious problem in you, first and foremost. Now, we're doing this logically. Secondly, picture yourself standing at a traffic signal next to a truck that is letting out all of the exhaust. So that exhaust has all possible gases, including carbon dioxide. You will naturally feel all of these things. You feel dizzy, you get a headache, you want to throw up. So what is your reaction to that situation? Any conscious oriented person is going to walk out of there. They're going to try and get themselves out of that situation firstly, and take long deep breaths in a place where they feel they have fresh air. So the moment you start doing that, the moment you start taking long deep breaths in an area away from that situation, you automatically wash out the carbon dioxide that has gone into you, or any other pollutant air that has gone into you, and you kind of normalize your levels. That is your natural defense mechanism. This might not be possible in people who have pre-existing lung conditions or COPD or any other cardiac disease that already causes breathing problems, because they have issues. But in a normal, healthy, conscious oriented person, this is your natural survival instinct. You will subconsciously just do it. So don't you think that if this was happening to a person, even if he was wearing a mask and even if his carbon dioxide levels were going up, as soon as he starts feeling like vomiting or nauseous, at that level itself, he's going to take off the mask and take long deep breaths. Nobody is going to wait for a level where it's going to continuously rise. You're going to feel all these things and then you're going to have a coma and then you're going to die. That's not a normal human reaction. So that theory itself is not working. So I know there is a lot of controversy related to this, but scientifically speaking, the carbon dioxide levels are not going to rise enough to cause a coma or death in you because you wear a mask. So I hope that answers a bit of your question and your queries about carbon dioxide buildup and masks. Another thing I also wanted to point out is that we have repeatedly asked the general population not to wear the N95 mask. Again, another reason for this is that it forms a very tight seal and you perform much more strenuous physical activities as compared to a doctor or a nurse who is working in a hospital. We work for short shifts, we work for limited hours when we are wearing that mask. When we are out, we take it out and we wear our regular mask and get into doing our work anyway. In your situation, if you're wearing that mask, you're climbing up and down stairs, you're exercising, you're running to catch a train or a bus or whatever, you are going to be putting more strain. Your work of breathing increases, you breathe at a faster rate and you will feel more claustrophobic and restless, which is another reason that people believe that carbon dioxide बढ़ रहा है, carbon dioxide बढ़ रहा है. Carbon dioxide बढ़ता नहीं है, आपका oxygen requirement बढ़ रहा है. So these are two separate things. If your oxygen requirement goes up, obviously you'll be gasping for air. You'll want to take in more air. So you are taking in more oxygen. You're not actually reacting to the carbon dioxide that is building up in you. Please, if you're doing this, do not wear a tight mask and exercise. Do not wear a tight mask for long periods of time and perform your daily activities. You're not going to be comfortable and you are going to feel very, very restless and you are going to have breathing problems. So please don't do that. So wear a regular mask, social distance and hand hygiene. 3 steps. I'm going to say it again and again and again till you hate me, but that's going to save you. Okay, final question. I don't like wearing masks because it causes pimples and acne. How can I deal with it? A lot of people have been sending us this question. It has actually given rise to a new term called maskne, which is mask-related acne. Remember, like I said earlier, when you breathe out, the air that you're breathing out is at a higher temperature than the air you're breathing in. At the same time, it also has a higher moisture content. The water vapor content is much more. And when you have a mask sitting right here, it's all going to get trapped and it's going to cause you to sweat a lot. Your upper lip, these folds, all of it is going to sweat a lot. Dirt, grime is going to get collected after a long day. So what are we going to do about that? First and foremost, maintain hygiene and keep this area clean. When you come home and you take off your mask, first wash your hands so they're clean, then wash your face. Alright, so just with water and whatever suits your skin, you can wash your face, pat it dry and keep it clean, dry. Secondly, continue taking care of your skin like you used to when you could actually put up your selfies on Instagram and Facebook. Remember that time? Yeah. Now everybody says कि अरे mask पहना है, makeup लगाने का फायदा नहीं, कोई मेरा चेहरा देखता नहीं. Not true. You're doing it for yourself. Okay, so you still have to continue with all of your skincare routines, your daytime, nighttime creams, or your moisturizers, your sunscreens, cleaning your face. All of this is still very much essential. Your skin is still your skin, guys, and your face is still your face. You're still pretty. So continue taking care of your skin, and if you still continue to have any problems beyond this, then I would recommend you see your dermatologist so that they can suggest some other medication for you. Unfortunately for all of us, until there is a cure or a vaccine that is made available, the masks are here to stay. That is not an option. So we have to kind of make our peace with it. Just add a few more steps and make it a habit, make it a way of life, and we should hopefully be there soon. So that's all we have in our series on masks. I hope I have managed to answer all the many questions that you have sent in to us. In case you have any more queries, do write into us. We'll try our best to get back to you. Next week, we are going to be talking about the vaccine, about what we can do when we have a non-COVID illness in these COVID times. What do you do when someone gets pregnant during this time or has to have a delivery during this time? All those questions and more answered on the Safety Net. Please stay tuned, and until then, you know what we say, stay safe and stay as healthy as you can.